This video is sponsored by DistroKid. Use the link below to get 7% off your first year's subscription and upload as much music as you want right now. Writing a pop song? Yeah, I've got the 4 chords, but no matter how I play them, it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't make me want to move. Have you tried using the pop soca rhythm? Pop soca? What's that? Well, it's the rhythmic foundation of dozens of pop songs produced in the last decade. Listen to these 3 examples and see if you notice any similarities. Pretty interesting, right? I haven't even added the drums yet, but there's a clear rhythmic similarity between these 3 songs. So in this video, we're going to talk about what is this pop soca beat that you're hearing all over the radio, where did it come from, and how is it used, and why is it used in popular music so often. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to this month's sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid gives you the power to upload as much music as you like to online streaming platforms. They make it easy to check your analytics, modify your Spotify for Artists page, pay collaborators, upload liner notes and credits, collect your royalties, all directly from their simple to use website. And did I mention that every new artist who uploads through DistroKid will instantly receive the verified checkmark on Spotify. This is a great way to attract attention from playlist curators and can help you build a sizable following. All of this for only one low annual payment of $20. And if that's not a good enough deal, you can use the link below to get an extra 7% off your first year's subscription with DistroKid. Now, back to the show. So although these 3 examples have different chord changes, it's the rhythm of these chord shots that's exactly the same. Now this is a rhythmic pattern that features 16th notes spaced in a 3-3-2 pattern that usually begins on beat 1 and is repeated on beat 3. So we have beat 1, the ah of 1, and then the and of 2, and that 3-note pattern is repeated again on beat 3. This rhythmic figure is used everywhere in modern pop music. It ties together the rhythm of the production similar to a clave, and it's this syncopated pattern that's accompanied with a 4-on-the-floor kick drum to provide a steady driving feel needed to make people want to move. So it's great for popular dance music, and it's great because soca is all about partying. And I've actually made a pop soca Spotify playlist where you can follow along, and I show you that I'm not crazy. It's in everything. There's examples from popular music and hip hop, as well as some more traditional examples, so check out the description to find that link. And please let me know your favorite soca tune in the comments. Soca comes from the Caribbean, specifically from the island of Trinidad, and the genre soca is said to derive from several possible meanings: soul of calypso, sounds of Caribbean, or soul of Caribbean. It's an important rhythm that's used across the Caribbean, and it has roots in West Central Africa as well as East Indian music. This fusion was pioneered by soca legend Lord Shorty, who combined elements from both of Trinidad's major ethnic groups. Now, depending on who you talk to, you're gonna get a different story about this beat. There's some serious history inside of this little rhythmic cell, and this pattern of syncopation has actually been used in Western music for decades. When I was first introduced to the soca, I was told to sound it out like room ba toom ba, room ba toom ba. And if we take out that second downbeat, we get room ba ba, room ba ba. Now this 3-3-2 pattern is referred to in Cuba as the Tresillo, which means triplet, and in Jamaica they call it the dembo. Now for the rest of the video, I'm not going to be talking about the authentic stuff. I'm going to be focusing on the bastardized version that's been made for profit, and I'm interested in how this beat is actually used in popular music. In this way, they've turned soca from a traditional Latin style into a rhythmic meme of popular culture by using a fusion of elements and rhythms from traditional soca. So if you guys do want to learn more about the traditional soca genre and its drum beats, I'll leave my sources in the description. This repeating Tresillo pattern that has appeared in tons of popular music throughout the 20th century. The most famous example of this would be the Cuban SoCa Clave, which features the 8th note Tresillo in the first bar. Sometimes this is referred to as the Bo Diddley beat or the I Want Candy riff. SoCa Claves and variations are common in many Latin genres such as bossa nova, and they're often used inside of the jazz lexicon. A simple example of this would be the Charleston, which is a simplified 2-note version that syncopates in a similar way. Now you can hear the first half of this SoCa Clave in tons of pop music as well. These guys have used it to great success. It's the same Tresillo, but spaced out to fill the whole bar. It appears that current pop music is obsessed with the condensed version of the Tresillo. It's as if they've shortened the SoCa Clave for the millennial attention span. And this creates what I'm calling the pop SoCa Clave. It's the Sia synth sound, it's the shape of you beat, but why is it used so much in popular music? Well, it sounds awesome and it makes people want to dance. And it does this because one, it works really well with a quarter note kick, which makes it very danceable and appropriate for mass radio appeal. And it does this while also being, number two, syncopated and bouncy. It's as much on beats as it is off beats, which gives a sophisticated groove while still being easy for the average listener to find the pulse and keep moving to it. It's also cultured while still having that mass appeal, so it allows a mass audience to experience a taste of another culture without feeling totally out of place. So it gives the audience a new flavor spice that contrasts much of the other content that they consume. Number four, it's a very easy to follow rhythmic template for production. You can use this clave as a starting point and then fill in the gaps around it to emphasize the rhythmic structures of the pattern. Okay, so next I'll share a few variations of how this rhythm is used as the backbone of a lot of today's popular music. Okay, so I've got a few variations to show you. We're gonna start by listening to the chorus of this tune. It's a song that I'm working on called Wasting Away, and it features a halftime kind of soca feel in the chorus of the song. So let's check it out. Okay, pretty cool. I'm really liking the way that this is coming together. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is what's going on the drums. We've got that 4 on the floor kick drum pattern as well as the snare drum playing against that. So there's our Roomba Toomba sound. And in the second half of this chorus, I make it a little fancier by doing a 2/16 and then an 8th note on the hi-hat, where that 8th note is open. Ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta. And that's something you can do to really fill in the space around that Tresillo figure. So the next thing that I want to draw your attention to is in the bass and the guitar. These two are complementing each other by playing that same 3-note rhythm. Let's check it out. So you can hear the bass is playing low, high, high in octaves. It's playing low note and then 2 high notes. And the guitar is complementing this by only playing chords on those upbeats. So when the bass goes up, the guitar also plays a chord. This of course depends on the composition, but you can also add a backbeat in addition to that SoCa Clave. So if we bring this one in and just lower down the snare, so this one is a bit more of the accent, we're going to get the SoCa feel while still having the standard snare drum backbeat on beat 2 and 4. And this is a rhythm that can be used to complement a variety of grooves. So there's more references on this groove available in the Pop Soca Spotify playlist. Check out Delicate by Taylor Swift or Passion Fruit by Drake. Here's another variation for you guys. Slightly different. We're using toms and we're playing on the 1 and then the ah for the low sounds for the toms or the kick. And then on that and of 2, we're playing a snare. And I would usually do a flam or an accent or something like that. And that actually brings into my next idea, which is accenting the 3rd note of that Tresillo. You'll notice when I accent the snare hits in a lot of these drum tracks, I'm accenting the and of 2 and the and of 4, which falls on that 3rd beat. And this is a very common thing to accent, and it's what makes this beat unique in a sort of way to give it a signature soca feel. And the last tip that I have for you guys when using SoCa is to try starting the melody on a different beat within the pattern. So I'm going to show you 3 variations of the same 2-note melody, with each one starting on the next consecutive beat of this pop SoCa Clave. And listen to how it shifts against the quarter note kick pattern. So it's really cool, and that's not even including rests or anything in between the 3 notes of the clave. So there's really a lot of room to get creative here. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like or a comment. I really enjoy these pop music research type videos, so I hope that you all found this interesting and learned something new. And now that you know pop music's biggest secret, you can upload all of your dope SoCa influenced music with DistroKid, discount link in the description. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Big ups to my Patreons, and I'll see you all in the next one. It brings me down.